Greetings everyone, and welcome to the last Batt Picks of 2013, the show that brings you my selection of favorite games from the previous week and brings them to your attention in case maybe you haven't been going over games yourself or just looking for interesting things that you might want to review this week. This first game is going to feature two Korean players, and it's going to be a nice, easy, balanced game. I don't think anyone really has the upper hand in the opening, as you can see here. They both seem to have gotten their share of influence, they both seem to have gotten their share of territory. They're both possessing groups that we're not entirely certain what's going to happen to them, but they're not in danger of dying either. So it's a nice, straightforward, balanced game. If you are looking to start your studying out this week with maybe a nice balanced game, this is probably going to be the only one that I have for you this week. So I hope you enjoy it. Next game I have for you, and I think every game hereafter I have for you, is for you guys who say, you know what, when you pick an influence game, the only one that you look at are the games where the influence person loses horribly. Well, this pick is especially for you guys. That, and let's face it, Lee Chang-ho and Kang Ji, two really good players. We always learn something from their games, but here we also learn that you can win with influence. So if you guys were thinking that I was trying to get onto this whole kick where influence is always bad and you never win with it, well, this game obviously shows you differently. You totally can win with it, even in a crazy game such as this, because yes, this game does kind of sort of qualify also as a crazy pick, where you're not going to believe what happens to this one stone, and where the game goes from there. So I hope you enjoy that. I certainly enjoyed it when I was reviewing it, and let's move on to the next. Alright everyone, now here's a game that may blow your mind. Especially when I say this game between Lee Chang-ho and Park Jung-won, black is the one that actually develops the influence here. Doesn't really look like it, does it? It looks like white has a large wall, and white's actually attacking with that large wall. So when I say that the person who is currently lowest on the board right now, a lot of third line, some second line, that he's the one that develops influence, you're probably thinking that I'm lying to you. But believe it or not, I'm not lying to you. Black is the one that develops the influence here and does fairly well at it. So if you're staring at this board and scratching your head trying to figure out how in the crap is black going to develop influence here and do anything with it, given white's apparent dominance in the center, then this game is definitely for you. Because you will certainly learn a thing about, let's just say, exchanges. So I hope this game is entertaining to you, and that you learn a little bit more about exchanges and how powerful they can be. And wrapping up this week's Batt's Picks, we have another influence game for you. Though I will go ahead and say this influence game might be a little bit different from the previous two influence games. This one's actually specifically for those of you who are still looking for ways to actually reduce it and not be intimidated by very large frameworks. Sorry, I could only pull too many really good influence games out of my hat this week. This one is more of a reduction game. So if you're thinking to yourself that you really suck at reduction, that large frameworks that we're seeing over here just scare the crap out of you, definitely a good game to go over, because as you can see here, I mean, he's got what? He's got a board that's about almost halfway across with influence. How do you reduce a board that has that much going for it? Well, if you're curious, check out this game, because it will certainly teach you a thing or two. So that's it for my picks this week. We had some really interesting games where we saw fascinating ways in which you can in fact use influence and win with it, despite the narrative that some of you thought I was putting forth, that it is only when you are looking to lose a game. But no, it is not only when you're looking to lose a game. We can play with influence and do really wonderful things with it, and sometimes even surprise our opponent with how we're going to pull off an influence game with all low stones. Kind of interesting. And then of course there's the games where we do learn to reduce, as well as a nice balanced game. So I think it's something for everyone. If you're looking to build influence, reduce influence, play a balanced game, I think I had something about for everyone in here. So I hope you guys enjoyed this week's Batt's Picks, and I hope you would join me again in 2014 when we continue this particular series. So until then, I hope you all have a wonderful new year, and I will see you again next time. Take care, everyone.